Good morning, viewers, or afternoon or evening based on when you are watching this video. Chemical Engineering Students Society NIT Durgapur invites you to an interactive session with Mr. Zeeshan Alam from the batch of 2016 Chemical Engineering NIT Durgapur, who is currently working at Artificial Intelligence Global Company after having served Reliance Industries Limited for quite some time. So welcome to the show, Vaya. How are you
Thank
feeling?
you. Yeah, it's great connecting to the college students after a long time. Yes.
Hello,
At least
Bhaiya.
6 years. Yes. How are you, Somajit?
Fine, Bhaiya.
Yeah, great.
So, Bhaiya, should we proceed straight to the questionnaire?
Yeah, as you feel
So, Bhaiya, my first question to you would be: you graduated from NIT Durgapur in 2016, so
yes,
quite some time. Some of
yes.
your experiences back in college, if you could recount them.
Yeah, like in the second year, generally we shift to department, and from the second year to the final year, I was CR of the department. And from there I was also engaged in a lot of activities there. I was into IST. I was the secretary of the IST in the final year. Then a lot of events, lot of research work I did under Gopinath sir. I worked on then. Mandal sir was there, so he was my project guide in that time. So I did.
TM sir, Tamal
Huh?
Mandal sir.
Yeah, not Kamal
Oh,
Mandal.
yes, sir.
Yeah. So I worked under him on CFDs and a lot of work. Like it was good experience overall. Like once you are into the final year and you have a project like the research project that you would do, you have to do very seriously. Such projects are very much into like you are being asked in your during your placements. Such questions are asked in details about your project and all. So how much is your commitment in those projects? What did you learn from those projects? So these are some of the key like inputs to the placement coordinator, who like other placement people who have come for interview. They see how much knowledge you have gained, and based on that they place you in different departments in like the company which you have chosen for. Like my total background was mostly in terms of research oriented, and so that is why my like I got into the technical team of Reliance Industries, like the special task force which deals with the advanced modeling simulation, such sort of work directly. In real, as far I could remember, during our period nearly 300 people joined Jamnagar site. So out of that, only 4 or 5 people were allocated in the technical department. So I was one of them to join the technical. So the more technical you build yourself, you have a very high chance to get either you finish up getting into a very good postdoc college, or you get in a highly technical roles in like companies where you apply for.
Okay, Bhaiya.
So, Bhaiya, what is your advice to the current undergraduate students of the department, or those who have just passed out, or those who will be receiving their chemical engineering degrees shortly from NIT Durgapur?
Yeah, what to say, you have to be very confident in what you have gone through the 4 years of course, like the basic fluid transfer, like then mass transfer, kinetics, these then these columns, like these are the some of the key industrial equipment that are used, pumps, compressors. So you have to be very good on those subjects rather, like how do you calculate the pump efficiency, what happens if you change the flow, or like the blade diameter is supposed change, then how your pressure head will go up or down. Such even in column, suppose I increase the column reflux, then how my purity will change, or I increase the reboiler duty, then such questions are asked in the interview questions when you sit for a core company. And you are tested on such questions, like for a heat exchanger, what is the fouling factor, how do you reduce the fouling, in these things you learn in the college, but the actual applications comes when you join such companies. And the market is very green right now for the chemical engineers to be, so like there are a lot of companies that they are hiring for the chemical engineer. Like the current scenario is such that there is a lot of demand for chemical engineers, but the resources are very less. So you like chemicals engineers should be like, sometimes you see the market goes down and sometimes it booms. So right now the market is in a booming side for the chemical engineers. So you are paid a lot, like more than somewhere more than the even for the computer science also. Not of the top fang companies, but the average IT companies, how much they pay, even the chemical engineers right now are being paid that much. So you like once you be choose the line to be in a chemical engineer and you totally focus on the line, then you have a very bright career. Like you can earn in crores, like crores is even less, but to say like if you have devoted a chemical engineer life. Yes.
So, Bhaiya, currently you're working as a senior optimization engineer at artificial intelligence global company. What
Yes.
does the role require you to do, and what are some of the challenges you faced, and some of the skills that you require on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, like you first of all you have to have a very strong background in optimization. Like I think you guys also have a optimization course in
Yes,
I
Bhaiya.
yes, I guess
In seventh
what's
semester,
yes, in seventh
seventh
semester
semester.
you have
Yes, Bhaiya.
Parvaya sir takes Sopan Parvaya, and along with him
Yes.
one more, just forgetting the name, like so your control systems. So you have to be very good in the control systems. So how your CVs and MVs, such variables, interaction parameters between the first order system or a second order system. So such things are you have to know the basic difference and how the like PID system works, how the KC, then KI, KD, these parameters move when you guys just read in the like in your course how to do, but actual application is in the plants. Like that is very much into it. Like you read something in your college and the real application you have to apply in the plants. Those knowledge has to be seen. Like initially when I joined Reliance, I was into the process modeling. I mostly worked into this, what to say, Aspen Plus, Aspen Hysys. There are some more very good softwares known as Romeo, like real-time optimization. That is something at the real time the whole plants gets optimized. So I dedicated myself to learn that software. It took me, like I worked on multiple problems, mostly on the gasification, the air separation units, then the downstream gas processing like rectisol processes, then sulfur recovery units. So a lot of processes I want, and I have deployed some real-time optimization projects on it. So after that, I, then I also did some work on the whole Jamnagar optimization. Like at one go, the whole plants get optimized for the naphtha pool, for the diesel pool, for the hydrogen pool. Uh, so after that, I thought that it's a good time to move to a different company after gaining nearly 6 years of experience from Reliance. So later on, I moved to this Saudi-based consultancy known as Artificial Intelligence Global. And here also, I'm working as a process optimization expert. While like no, I'm working for the clients like Aramco, Sabic, Samref, a lot of companies like the market. As I said, the market is green, and in the digitalization world, like the Middle East has just put its steps, rather, like so there are a lot of vacancies, lot of, even in India, all the major companies, the oil and gas and even fertilizers, pharmas, all these companies are right now moving into the digitalization phase. So and there are the skills required, and the graduates coming out has very less skills in terms of the digitalization. Like we should have more courses on the digitalization, having a data analytics sort of learning, like chemical. You guys are having data analytics in your course?
Not everyone.
Yes,
Depends.
but yeah, if it is
Optional
there, then I
subjects are
think
there. Depends on the CGPA.
Okay, but I think you guys should go on for the data analytics because that is a market, and
Yeah.
chemical engineers with data analytics are very less in the market. So there is a huge demand for those. Yeah.
A lot of the current final year undergrads are placed in companies that deal in data analytics,
Yes.
but that's something different than what you're trying
Yes,
to
yes,
say, I
yes,
guess.
yes, yes. Coming from a background like you are chemical engineers and you're working for a different sector, that won't give you much success. Like ultimately, your course is such that you were undergraduated in something. But still, I say that if you are a chemical engineer with a data science knowledge, then there's no one to stop you from gaining heights. Like you'll get a lot of data analytics of different fields into some field, like chemical engineers working
Yeah,
for
yeah.
banks and all. But
Mm.
though those companies also know that their work is limited, so they like where to apply your knowledge and all such things you have to think. But when you come to the chemical engineering field of work right now, like there were things happening like everything was excel based. Like again it is very slow and manual, lot of intervention. Even the controls were happening previously there was known as advanced process control that was happening. Now there is called multivariate process control, where it uses advanced analytics to optimize the plant. So lot of transfer. There is something called digital transformation 4.0, industry transformation 4.0, that is in the place right now, which is wholly digitalizing whole plant systems. So yes, you can understand. So the market is in demand of such people with having good analytics skills also. You should talk to your HOD. Who is the HOD right now?
Uh, JS ma'am,
Oh, just
Joyashir Garman.
yeah. Then I think data analytics is something all chemical engineers should learn from, like basic Python, then making a machine learning model from the machine learning algorithms, time series,
Yeah.
such things you guys should learn.
Mm.
Like it is in every field it is necessary. Like just having a chemical like you thinking as a chemical engineer is not required, but it is a wrong notion. Like everywhere data analytics right now is required.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
The next question to you from our side is could you explain a bit about your three internships back in the college that you underwent at Jadavpur
Yes.
University, IIT Patna, and Isar Energy Limited, respectively? And
Yes.
how did they help you grow as an individual and as a professional?
Yes, it is very much like what type of role you choose while you are dealing with your internship. So as I told you, like all the internship I had been like had undergone through it, all were research based mostly, in which I had published some journal papers. Like Jadapur, it was mostly through adsorbent systems where you try to clean the dirty things, trying to like using natural resources. So like mostly the industrial wastes that's come out, you try to treat this, the pre-treatment, the post-treatment, how you're going through using the natural absorbents. So that one I did. And again I published one conference paper on that. Next what I did, that was a nearly 2.5 months internship in IIT Patna under HOD that so there I worked on it was a pure sort of a simulation based, where you code, you do the coding, and you try to reach some conclusion. Like it was mostly on the microwave system. So at what hertz or at what frequency you can just break down the blood molecules like when it is frozen, so coming back to the liquid state. So such sort of simulation work I did in that time. And in the third was what it was SR also. That was also it was a troubleshooting work again in the field of industrial water. Like when you you know some idea about the upstream, like when the gases come up from the underground, that coal bed methane, again with that water also comes up. So it contains a very high TDS and sulfur content. So how do you treat such uh, water systems using reverse osmosis? What would be the optimum pressure for the reverse osmosis process and all? So a lot of work we did during that time, and it was highly appreciated. So such having a mixed sort of work where you have some industrial knowledge also, like on the ground field knowledge, and a research background. So you learn a lot from this process, and during the interview also, when you will have something to speak of. Like otherwise, what to people do, they generally go to IOC and some other places. They generally visit to the site once or twice in a month, then they just get the, you know, the actual facts what's happened. Like this is very common, but what I say, if you are into something, learn the process in very detail, then and each parameters, how these parameters behave. Like if I change one variable, then how other variables going to get effects. So such things are you are having a very like round knowledge, but you don't understand the process. So that gives you a zero, like the interviewer
Yeah.
lose faith on you. So such like then they speak on the face, like what did you learn, then why did you go for such internship, you did the internship but you didn't knew the how a column operates, or what type of column it is, what type of trays are inside the column, or how what type of like it is a bubble cap column or a sieve type, or it is a packed column. How do you know, like in which you have higher pressure drop on a packed column, or it in a tray column, where will you where you'll be using a packed back column, and where you'll be using such sieve columns. You should know these answers very well, otherwise there is no use of going through such internships. So these are very basic questions that I'm asking, like that. Then when the interviewer generally dig into more when they hire
Yeah, yeah.
you. So you have to be very knowledgeable, and like you should go through the courses very
Mm.
stringently to learn about what is the stripping section, what is a uh, other part rectifying section. So such things also, where it happens, how the curve follows. So this one, I think you must have gone through all these things by
Yes,
this
but yeah.
time.
Uh,
Yeah,
Knowledge of equipments in the internship that we
yeah,
see in the industry
yes,
during the
yes.
internship is very important during interviews. That is what it's
Yes, yes,
basically you're
even
trying to convey.
yes, and mostly you learn about those things, and apart from that, you also need to learn that what are the problems generally associated with those equipment, and how do you overcome those
Yes,
issues
troubleshooting
when,
part basically.
yeah, troubleshooting part. And even most of the parts, like you see, most of the equipment that comes in real life, or what the vendor supplies, has lot of margin in it, like it is over designed. So which part we can just change so that I can utilize the maximum capacity, or what are the ways I can increase the capacity of the plant. This a small troubleshoot or a small revamp can help the company earn in millions. So, and you also get a lot of credit for doing such work. Yeah.
Bhaiya, so you're a certified user of Aspen, at least that's
Yeah.
what your LinkedIn profile says.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
how fundamental is the knowledge of Aspen to a chemical engineer in general?
Yeah, it is I think you also have a course in the third year where you learn about Aspen Plus, and
Yeah,
you also learn about Fortran, right? Fortran right now, I don't know you guys are using Python or not.
Fortran, Bhaiya, is not taught anymore. Aspen is taught in NIT Durgapur.
Yeah, Aspen in my
Fortran,
time, it was mostly Fortran, where Swapan Payariya sir used to teach us Fortran, where we used to forward the like chemical kinetics, and we used to do the simulations. So those things are also very essential, like knowing the base things, like how your DC by DX, DC by DT works with the changing the time in the concentration, or when you are doing a tank simulation. So how like where the mixing is happening, where is the dead spaces, what is the total efficiency of that equipment. So apart from that, right now you are having Aspen Plus, so you should know about how to design a reactor in the and how to troubleshoot a reactor. And then column design a column, a pack back column, or a C based column, and downstream. Like all of you should take one process unit, like whole process, and you should try to simulate yourself. And you should also be able to do the case sensitivities, then the what to say, different case analysis. Then sensitivity. There are a lot of things really available in these softwares. Not only being there are a lot of other softwares also. Aspen Plus being a paid software, there are some free softwares known as DWSIM, which is extensively used by IIT Bombay. So this is also a fast, free and open source sort of simulation tool, in which also you can do a lot of free simulation. So you should rather, like if you are thinking to be a simulation engineer, and you when your company is coming and they are hiring for these positions, they ask you about a lot of simulation and troubleshooting techniques. So yeah, gives a really an edge over other students, like if you see.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
Uh,
So, Bhaiya,
I think
what?
everyone, this one more thing I would like to say about this course of Aspen. So it is a free sort of a free certification course where you get the syllabus also, what sort of things you need to learn to appear for the test. So once you go through the test, and there are thousands of students from different universities who appear for this test every now and then. So they conduct this examination every in 3 months, so you can apply, and you guys also can get certified for this course. Yeah.
Okay, Bhaiya.
So, Bhaiya, you have already told some of your roles as a process engineer at Reliance Industries Limited earlier. And can you tell us more about your experience as a process engineer at RIL and some of the things that you learned in that stint?
Yes, surely. Like when I joined Reliance Industries, like it was a college placement in December 2015, and in July 2016 I joined. Like initially, everyone went through this there is a 1 year sort of training that happens in Reliance Industries, but for us, the chosen ones for the technical roles had to work only for had gone through the training only for 3 months, and rest it was on the job training. So like you work on the projects, and you learn, either you uh, overcome, or you just get drowned. So that was a situation in Reliance. If they think they are technically much superior from the other, like lot of IITians and NITians were like way ahead than NIT Durgapur's were put into the plants to work and do the shift. In shift they had to work. Luckily, we were nearly 10 people from all the institute over India. We joined the special task force in Jamnagar. So it was like when I joined, the you must have known about the gasification by this time, like
Yes,
how
Bhaiya.
that there is a called petco gasification. And Reliance Industries, that time it was in a commissioning phase of world largest gasifiers. So there are 10 gasifiers, and it's a huge plant. It's nearly $8 billion investment, and so that is the future of the all the energy business of Reliance. So once it was in a commissioning phase, so I did a lot of work on these things, the whole optimization of the gasification project. So, and even I was into some part of the root cause analysis. So there were some lot of failures happening in the plant. So what were the cause of of this failure? So doing the root cause analysis, then building models, in again you have to build models, and you want to max stretch the possible scenarios. Suppose my current This one equipment is capable of running at 1000 1000 suppose meter cube per hour. So it can go up to 11,000 1100 meter cube. So what parameters I need to change to make it through that? So such readings and all. Then lot of optimization work in Romeo again. That is a real-time optimization. So those things I worked on. So after 3.5 years, I was like, I thought that lot of process engineering works and lot of such works happened. Then I shifted to the Center of Excellence team in Mumbai, in their head office. I was selected to be part in their Center of Excellence team. Then I started working in the Advanced Process Control, what is a course of yours in NIT Durgapur in the seventh and eighth, sixth and seventh, or seventh and eighth. So no, it is fifth and sixth semester rather. So like where you are taught about the dynamics of a system. So I went there. Then again, I worked on whole refinery systems like CD unit, VDU unit, FCC unit, then aromatics. So a lot of systems I worked on. Then the work was given to me for optimizing the whole Jamnagar. Like at one go, you need to optimize diesel pool, the naphtha pool, for LPG pool. So where the money comes from, like daily the prices keeps on changing, or the weekly the prices keeps changing. So based on that, how you need to optimize so that I can make the maximum profit out of it. Even the feed, Reliance can, that Jamnagar refinery can process almost all the crudes of the world. Like there is no single crude that can't be processed in Reliance. So different crudes have different diesel content, naphtha content. So sorry, crudes have different content. So based on that, where I need to push more feed into, like it should go more into the FCC unit, or it should go more into the DHT unit. So such optimization has to be done. So that I did. Then yeah, it was a very good experience. Like that is sort of what a place where if you've been to, like then everything seems smaller. Like after you've been to Jamnagar, then all the refineries, all the plants seems very small. So there is a lot of work, you learn a lot. And I wish like you guys also, if you get a chance to be in Reliance, then you should join, and you should learn initially for 5 years. That is something that you should give to learn something in details. What I see right now is people being in some place for 1 year, then shifting to another place, then but their fundamentals gets very weak in that course. Like but if in a long run, suppose if you want to achieve something, then you have to give some time to learn things in very detail, so that you become a master of that subject. And later on you are known in all over the world, you are known for that, you have expertise on something, rather than being a rat in a rat run.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
Yeah.
Fortunately or unfortunately, that is the end of our questionnaire.
Okay, okay.
So,
Sure.
if you would like to ask us any questions or like to add anything further, please proceed.
No, no, nothing. Like it was a very good interaction with you guys. Like after a long time, knowing about what's going on in a college, and still I feel a lot of new courses has to be introduced. Like last time when I met Jaya ma'am and TM sir, I told them that NIT Durgapur is lacking in terms of the latest syllabus, what market it is, and what additional courses we need to have. So the market demands more sort of a data scientist, machine learning, but having a very good fundamentals about the core subject also. So you should learn more of simulation work, more sort of data analytics. So advanced mathematics is something that you should guys have to play. Like mathematics is something that leaves you nowhere. Like if you know about the mathematics, then it is useful in every field. Most people just skip mathematics, advanced mathematics. So this is something that everyone should choose. And you should also take a refinery like course is there in where
Yes, Bhaiya.
yeah, PP sir, I think he takes the So you should also take those courses where you learn about the whole refinery process, and this gives such courses gives you an overedge to other students. Like suppose lot now in college, Haldia Petrochemical comes, Reliance Industries comes, then IOC, such like a lot of companies come. So uh, most people gets rejected because they don't have a proper understanding of the process, or they have learned something just to pass the exam without going the things into detail. So before the companies comes, I think you should take 2 or 3 subjects in a like in a detailed way. You have to learn in which they ask you like what is your like in which subjects you are more feel confident,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
only they ask, they go for it. And once you say that, suppose I am more feel better in like mechanical operations or the chemical thermodynamics or fluid dynamics, then they start drilling into it. And like if you are able to, out of 10 questions they ask, if you are able to answer 5 or 6, then they feel, yeah, this guy or this girl is good for the, yeah. But even like if you're confident, but you don't know something, and if you try to revolve around some bogus thing, then they don't consider you. So you have to learn things in detail. If you want to be a chemical engineer, life is harsh, but at the end, it is fruitful to work on. Yeah.
Uh, Thank you, Vaya. So,
Yeah.
viewers, that brings us to the end of today's session. Please like and share the video, and definitely do not forget to press the bell icon. Subscribe to the channel, and tell us your questions in the comment section. We'll get answers from Zishan Bhaiya and get back to you in due time. Thanking you. This is Team
Thank you.
Chess signing off.